Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to StoryADay May Day 5. You're back, I'm proud of you, let's get to it. Today's prompt is from Phil Giunta, who is a writer of paranormal mysteries and short stories and things like that. He has given us kind of a mystery to play with. You don't need to, you can play it any way you want if you're using the prompt. You're finding a friendly warning from someone, you don't know who it's from. I think this could go off in lots of different directions. It's got kind of a wink in it. So I think it could be a funny story. I think it could go dark really quickly. And I know a lot of you lovely people out there who are just wonderful and generous and kind and loving go really dark when you write. So have fun with this prompt. Phil, who gave us the prompt, is an interesting guy. He writes lots of stuff, but he doesn't just write. He edits anthologies of short stories. He writes short stories. He writes novels. He gets involved. He was the chairman of a local writers group and ran their conference a couple of years ago. All of these things are steps that you think that a mighty extrovert needs to take. And I know a lot of us here are a little on the introverted side, but that doesn't mean we're antisocial. It just means that, we're a little introverted. We can also be a little bit shy. But trust me, getting out and meeting your peeps is really powerful. Now Phil gets invited to do stuff like this. He gets invited to edit anthologies, and he gets invited to contribute to my site and to give talks at local writers groups. So, and when you do that, you meet other writers. And when you meet other writers, you're meeting the creative people who get you and who you can bounce ideas off, and plus who are going to want to retreat to their isolation booths after a while. So usually when you meet other writers, they're not someone who's going to glom onto you and need to be with you for 24 hours a day. There's very little downside to going out and meeting other writers, except for that moment of small talk when you have to be like, hey, hi, how are you? But most of us who write are sensitive. We are thinking people, and we're just as concerned about being embarrassed and awkward as you are. So I highly encourage you to start building your community, and that starts here, of course, like the people that you're meeting here at StoryADay. Get to know them a little bit. I hang out with them in the forums. Maybe we'll do some video get-togethers, which is kind of like cringe making. I know you don't want to do it, but building it's easier to relate to somebody once you've seen their face and once you've seen them making stupid expressions. Like, I'm sure you guys all feel much more like you know who I am, and that you could approach me at a conference or on the street and talk to me because you've seen me. You've seen me flub my lines, you've seen me talk about stories, you know what gets me excited. So I encourage you to build your community, and if you can meet some people face to face or over a video conference or something like that, do that. Connections lead to wonderful things. A lot of the writers out there who are doing well are people who are volunteering at local writers groups and to help run conferences and to be slush pile readers for magazines, and then they become known in the community. And of course, editors want to work with someone that they know is serious and sensible and fun to be around and not, a stranger. So they're going to look for opportunities to say, you know what, maybe I'll ask Julie to contribute a story to this anthology, since I know, she can probably do it and I trust her. So anyway, getting off track there a little bit, but go and think about yourself as part of the larger writing community. You are, because you're here, and I welcome you, and I hope you feel welcome. But then go and write your story, and I've created a group in the community where you can post stories if you want to. Now, I'm having a little technological trouble, and it should be private and nobody else should be able to see it, but it's not. So I'm digging around trying to fix that. But don't post anything there that you wouldn't want online and visible. And don't post your only copy of it there. Don't write it there, because I can't be trusted to back up the technology. I try, but don't rely on me. Keep a copy. Or maybe excerpt a little bit of what you wrote today and post a paragraph that you're happy with, or a sentence or a line that you're happy with, and let other people comment on it and be a little bit vulnerable. And yeah, just enjoy your writing today. Think about becoming part of the wider writing world. And I will see you back here tomorrow, and I'll probably see you in the comments later on. Happy writing.